So the marshal indicates towards the starting line, so we'll get heat number 6 underway. Brian Ashdown leads the field from pole position in the gold bib and repelling the advances of Ian Stewart already. He goes around the outside of the first corner and claims the lead straight away. Cracking stuff from him, and it looks like it's going to get very tight as we head towards hairpin 1 for the first time, and the leader spins. That is a disaster for a kart number 14. I believe that's Lewis Froud, actually. I might have that down wrong, but in kart number 2, it's Chris Seal who leads the way. Down the bottom of the hill, it was indeed the race leader, Ian Stewart, who went round down at hairpin 1. Kart number 14 or kart number 16, but for Chris Seal, it is a dream start to the race, and he comes out of the final corner. Look, he's got a massive margin already in kart number 2. Everybody else is in second place. So we've got kart number 12, that's Ashley Powell, trying to get up on the inside there of Brian Ashdown, our pole sitter. And he's already made that one stick. A couple other karts managed to go through as well. That's Mason getting into the side, down into hairpin 1 as well. So plenty of action down at the first hairpin. But emerging in second place there, kart number 12, Ashley Powell. He's got close company there. So Robin Kassam leads the race. Kart number 15 coming through, that's Scott Gorman in second place. Then kart number 12, that's Alec Burroway. And that's the battle for the podium places, because Kassam is really stretching clear up at the front of the field. Bit of side-by-side action because Gorman gets pushed out a little wide there, loses 2 spots, gets pushed down into 4th place. And emerging in second place there, yeah, it is the number 8 kart of Mark Mason. Stretching his legs now as they head down towards the Symes sweep at the bottom of the hill. Robin Kassam comes past me, ticks off another lap. Kart number 8, Mark Mason, comes through in second place, stretching his advantage now. So all eyes on the battle for 3rd place, which is currently being led by Scott Gorman, Peter Mason and Nick Abbott in close proximity as well. And looking down the inside, there's Mason trying to find his way onto the podium. Had to back out of it at the last second. Gorman there, very respectful, left him plenty of room at the apex of hairpin 1. And that has cost them both an awful lot of time. Gorman there, able to stretch out just a couple of kart lengths. Mason now may well find him under pressure from Nick Abbott as they head down the bottom of the hill. Abbott looking towards the inside, and that was a very brave move indeed. Chris, I think you just caught that.
I did. He didn't make it, but he was very, very close. Just, I think there's a little bit of rubbing going on, but he has settled back down to 4th. In fact, he's lost a couple of car lengths to him, so he's got to build that back up.
Yeah, it certainly has. Yeah, visually much farther back. So they come across the line now to tick off another lap. And for 3rd place, it is much closer than it was last time round. Gorman and Mason side by side. Mason up on the inside, had to back out of it there. Didn't quite manage to get the run he needed. Although Gorman runs out a little bit wide, there's not enough though to give Mason the opportunity he needs to try and get up the inside of hairpin 2. And coming through the S's, they come back towards you, Chris.
He has got a good run coming down, but it's not going to be enough this time. He takes a wider line, try and cut back, see if he can get a run into the final corner. Not happening this time, and all of this fighting allows Nick Abbott to get back into the battle. He's got a very good run out the final corner though, Chris, and he's having to go defensive. This is going to be a move for position in Tournament 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason's got a cracking run, so as they head down towards the first corner, once again, Mason looking this way and that way. Up the inside he goes. Oh, very nicely done indeed. Doesn't run wide on the exit. Oh, does he though? I think that was just enough of an opportunity to give Gorman a run up the inside, but he can't do anything with it. So Mason there secures 3rd place and will now try and stretch his legs, build a gap to Gorman, or can Gorman come back at him? Don't forget Nick Abbott there in kart number 13 is right there as well.
Kart number 2, Robin Kassam from the lead has retired, is at the hairpin 1, and that is why he couldn't overtake because of the yellow flag. as he's left stranded on the outside. He looks absolutely dismayed by this. I'm not sure the race officials have known.
Well, he's there parked up. Now there's an official with him now, but he's definitely got a problem. He had his hand up in the air. What has gone wrong with Robin Kazam? He was out in command in the lead of this race, and this was his best shot of victory, starting from 6th place, but something's gone terribly wrong. So now we have the Mason brothers, 1 and 2. Mark leads Peter in car number 8. I'm going to try and find him now. I think that is the race leader coming out of hairpin 2 there in car number 8. Yes, it is. So he has a 2.5 second lead over his brother Peter. And then Scott Gorman finds himself back into a podium position now. And Nick Abbott is going to try and take that away from him.
What a disaster for Robin Kazam. That's going to really play havoc with his A final position as well, which we're assuming he's going to get to. Although now, Chris, if he is, I can't even see him on the scoreboard anymore, so that's going to put him well out of position.
And let's just say this is very much an outlier in terms of reliability for Buckmore Park. Not a great adverb for unfortunately, but yeah, very much an outlier there, and you can definitely expect very well-run karts.
Absolutely.
This circuit.
We've come here many times and we've never had a problem. They've always been very well balanced and a very reliable circuit. And just a shout out to the marshals and the race directors who did a fantastic job here, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Without them, we cannot go racing. So this battle for the last spot on the podium. Nick Abbott there, closing as they come towards the bottom of the hill, but it doesn't look like he's quite got enough to get through there.
He hasn't. There's only 3 minutes of this race to go, so there's possibly two laps to go. Nick Abbott, this time though, has a run because he got a good exit out the final corner as it comes to you, Chris.
Yes, coming up towards the timing line. Robin Kazam has been reinstated at the top of the timing board. It says his last lap was a 2:38, but it's still somehow at the top of the leaderboard. So I'm going to ignore that and say it's Mark Mason up at the front of the field. So even though it currently says Nick Abbott is not fighting for a podium position, I do believe he is, and I think he has just got past Scott Gorman now for that spot on the podium. He has indeed.
He has, although he took very liberties with the track limits there, and that's put him out of position into the final corner, so we could have yet another change, as he is going to be all over the back of Nick Abbott. So here he comes up, cart number 15, cart number 13. Chris, here they come.
Absolutely. So Abbott ticks off another lap there. We have just under 2 minutes remaining in this one. Nothing that Gorman can do on the way into the first corner. There was a little bit of a low review, though I think Gorman actually got in a little hot into the first hairpin and ends up losing a little bit of ground. Now that is part number 6 that is being lapped, that they are having to navigate down towards the bottom of the hill. Through there they go, and still nothing that Gorman can do about it. Mark Mason comes across the line. And now look at this, they're side by side for that spot on the podium. Abbott is losing the spot to Gorman. Penultimate lap of the race now underway, and Gorman retakes 3rd place away from Nick Abbott. So that's a cracking job being done there by Gorman to retake that spot. They are allowing the rest of the field to close in on them as well, but Abbott trying to get up alongside once again. If he can use the old up and under there to try and draw alongside towards the S's. No, he can't quite get the run he needs and has to back out of it towards the S's. Down towards the bottom of the hill once again, and can Abbott find a way back through in this battle for the podium? Come out of the front corner. Look at this, it's still absolutely no still, and I'll tell you who's joined the pack as well, Marcus Young as well. So Abbott holds on to the pace. We're on the final lap of the race now. and Abbott has got that position, and Marcus Young trying to find his way through on the inside as well on Gorman. Gorman can't do anything about Abbott. Into the first hairpin. He's got to look over his shoulder now for Marcus Young as well, although nothing doing down into hairpin 2. So it's as you were. Still Abbott, leads Gorman, leads Young. Through the S's they come, and down towards the bottom of the hill. We are on the last lap now, so we will await. There's Robin Kassam going past me. Not sure if he's ended up with the race win or not, but Mark Mason will go through in second place. Peter Mason third on the timings, but then here comes Nick Abbott. He has fended off Gorman and keeps that position. So very nicely done.